Hey, happy day 58 of the BP challenge or the health or lifestyle challenge, whatever it is that you happen to be doing in this 90-day push to get the result that you want in 90 days, in days, not years. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, also known as Pajama Grandma, in like actually one of my favorite pair of pajamas. They're super soft and cozy. I think I just wore them a couple of days ago, but I wear stuff and wash it, and I don't know about you, but do you have a lot of stuff, a lot of clothes and things, but you wear the same things over and over again? I find the older I get, the more I do that. And I laugh because my mom has got a gazillion clothes, and I mean more clothes than she could possibly ever wear in her entire lifetime. If she wore something different every single day and then just got rid of it as soon as she wore it, she still couldn't wear all of her clothes in her life. She's 82 years old, and even if, like her mom, she lives to be almost 100 or 100 or more, there's no way. She's got so much stuff she couldn't possibly wear it all. Well, but she's like me, she has her favorites, and it's the favorite stuff she picks out over and over and over again. And I found myself exhibiting the same behaviors. What does it have to do with what we're talking about? Well, not a whole lot, but a little bit. Today's topic, and you'll notice we're starting to go through the process over and over again, is continuous improvement. Continuous improvement for this segment, which for me is all about supplements, nutritional supplements. And I, of course, added day one. My top one was a multivitamin. My next day was a stress-relieving super stress complex, one to reduce stress, because stress increases blood pressure. Now, then the next thing I added was magnesium and calcium, because magnesium and calcium is a bunch of scientific evidence that says that helps to reduce blood pressure. Well, I'm testing it on myself, and the jury is still out because I've only been doing it for a few days, the levels that they recommend, so I haven't really noticed any results or difference yet. There's certain things that we do, and we do them repeatedly, that take time for us to actually see the results of. So we have to give ourselves a chance to see the results of them. Now, remember, results can be good or bad. So if I start to see a negative effect or a bad effect, I'm going to change and stop doing probably the calcium and magnesium, what I'm doing. Another thing that I decided yesterday, as I was thinking about it, is I want to reduce my inflammation, and I want to, because inflammation can increase our blood pressure and our stress and everything else, and it's all related, right? It's all interrelated. So I want to reduce the inflammation in my body, and to do that, I know what works for me from past experiences and past sensing is cut back on sugar, all kinds of processed sugar, all kinds of sodium and salt, and processed foods. I need to knock those three out and probably go on maybe a mini 10-day cleanse. Now, it's Thanksgiving next week, so I'm not going to be on a cleanse on Thanksgiving, but maybe and not a cleanse, I don't mean a cleanse in the sense that other people do, but I just don't eat or drink things that are bad for me, that I've determined are bad for me, and that usually includes processed foods, high sugar, or any processed sugar, and high sodium content things. So I just knock those out, cut those out for a certain period of time. Maybe I'll just do it for a day or two, maybe I'll do it for 5 days, maybe I'll do it for 10. It depends on how I'm feeling and what I want to do. I also found a supplement that is called Heal and Soothe. It's a Heal and Soothe formula, which reduces inflammation. And so I think that starting next week, I want to give the calcium and the magnesium a little bit of a chance to work. I will try taking one of those a day. It says take 3 up to 3 times a day. I'm going to start out with 1 and see if it makes any difference, and then just add, and I don't know, I never take as much as they say of anything, so if it says 3 times a day, that's 9. The most I'll ever take of it is 3, and that's just me. I'm not a very big person, so I know that I don't need the maximum of anything that's ever recommended. And again, remember, with supplements, there is a lot of variability in the manufacturing processes. There is no oversight, no real backed by science studies or things, and that's why you're kind of using yourself as your own science experiment whenever it comes to supplements and manufacturers. And that's why we do our homework and we do our research, and we always look for better and better supplies of things, or better suppliers of these things when we find that they work for us, so that we get the results that we want. I'm also going to start doing, as part of the inflammation, the whole blood pressure, the whole improve my health thing, it's a red blend, proprietary blend drink that I get, and it's not an energy drink, it's just a like healthy fruits and vegetables and vitamins and minerals drink. I'm gonna do one of those a day between now and the end of the 90-day challenge, because I know that I've used it in the past and it makes me feel better. So I'll do that. Sometimes I'll do that with a green drink, But right now I'm just going to try the red one for a while. I almost always have a green drink a day, but I've kind of fallen away from that lately. And so maybe I need to reincorporate that as a supplemental thing back into my diet. But for right now, I'm going to experiment with the red one, see if that makes me feel as good as the green blend or the green drinks and juicing and things. And if it doesn't, then I'll switch back to green. If it does, again, this is a continuously improving thing. I'm always testing and tweaking and trying things on myself to determine what makes me feel the best. And it's always, how do I feel? How does it make me feel? If it makes me feel better, I keep doing it. If it makes me feel worse, I stop doing it or I find something else and replace it with something else. And the other thing I'm doing on a personal health, heart, blood pressure thing is I'm going to go through a little bit of a period where I'm trying white willow bark instead of an aspirin a day. I'm going to take the white willow bark extract supplement instead of aspirin. It has the same blood thinning effect as aspirin because I'm supposed to take a baby aspirin along with my metoprolol every single day. So instead of taking a baby aspirin, I'm just going to, for a little period of time, see if the white willow bark has a better effect, a less positive effect, or no difference or no change. If it has no change, I'll probably take the natural thing and go with the white willow bark extract. If it gives me a negative impact, I will go back to the baby aspirin. And if it gives me a positive impact, I will definitely stay with the white willow bark instead of the aspirin a day. So this is an example of continuous improvement and how we're always using ourselves as a guinea pig or a science experiment and figuring out what works for us. Because guess what? Nobody else is going to do it for us. Nobody is going to go through the time and energy. Nobody can get inside our bodies and actually know how we feel except us. We can try to tell our doctors, we can try to tell other people, we can try to tell our pharmacists, we can try to tell other people, but they're still not going to get it. Because how often have you tried to describe a symptom or a feeling to someone else and they just don't have a clue? Because they don't, because they've never experienced it. I think of migraines. I've had migraines my entire life, and my kids could never really understand or get it. But then my daughter got a concussion, and now she has migraines every once in a while. And my son got in a car accident, and he has migraines a lot. He has worse migraines than I even ever did, I think. He has to go to the ER and get treated for his migraines on a really regular basis. We were there last week for 6 hours to get him taken care of. So until you've experienced something yourself. Now, and I'm sure his migraines are different than mine, but he at least understands the intensity of how I feel when I say I've got a migraine. Other people that have never experienced it, it's impossible to describe to them how that feels and how that impacts you. And that's the only thing that matters, right? Is how it impacts you. So today our challenge is to continually improve what we've set up in this segment of the challenge. Me, I'm continually improving, and we'll go forward continually improving the process of how I test, how I try, and the supplements that I take for me to lower my blood pressure. You might be taking supplements or not. You might be doing something else this segment of the challenge. If you're taking supplements, you might be taking something for mental clarity, for focus, for energy, to boost up your energy. I often will drink my red blend drink at about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or even 3 or 4 when I'm starting to get that little afternoon slump. It just kind of revitalizes me, and I think it's psychologically more than anything else, gives me a little boost of energy. And a lot of us are like that, where we're morning people, and in the afternoon we're like winding down and we're like, oh man, I need a kick. And so instead of having my normal coffee, my coffee in the morning, I might, I think that's probably when I'll have my red blend, because it will make me actually drink it. Yesterday I was starting it, and I think I only drank half of it because I just get sidetracked and I forget to drink it. It's kind of like the put a glass of water in your path so that you remember to drink it idea, which we're going to be talking about next week, or in a couple of days, not next week, in a couple of days as part of the challenge. Because guess what? Water is critical for all of us. I don't care what you're doing, what your goal or objective is, water is going to be one of those things that you just have to incorporate into your life. And guess what? It's one of the simplest, easiest things to do, yet it's probably one of the things that people absolutely positively just don't do. Because it's easier to grab a soda, it's easier to go to the coffee machine, it's easier to do all, it's not even really easier. It's just we use that as our excuse. And we think that coffee or energy drinks or something is going to give us actually more positive effects than water does. Getting to a topic of another day. Anyway, continuous improvement. What are you going to do to make sure that you're continually improving and reevaluating this segment of the challenge. We will talk tomorrow about, we'll have our review, and we'll pick the one thing that we're going to carry forward. So, little precursor for tomorrow. If I can help you in any way, if you have any questions, if you're struggling with anything, reach out and ask me. That's what I'm here for. Have an awesome day, and I'll, of course, be with you tomorrow. Bye.